The chapter starts in the East Blue in Fuchsia village. The news on what's happened on Garp in the pirate island made the villagers have mixed reaction. Did you hear about Garp-san? Missing in action on Pirate Island. What's that mean? It doesn't said dead right. But Whoop Slap doesn't worry about because he knows Garp and how strong he is. And he calls him a living legend. And Makino agrees on Whoop Slap. Suddenly Whoop Slap heard a laugh and became angry. You think this is funny? And Makino's baby was crying. Whoop Slap was shocked because he made the baby cry. And Makino holds her baby. Makino said that they are still worried on Garp's situation. And her baby is starting to recognize Loopy from all the photos. And ask her baby if he loves seeing Big Bro Loopy. And Dan was crying and worried about Garp and Loopy. The East Blue, West Blue, South Blue, and North Blue. Everyone across the world are all experiencing a strong earthquake at the same time. According to history, no earthquake in recorded history matched the one felt on that day. It caused untold destruction across the entire world. Even Laboon in Grand Line. Iceberg in Water 7. Hina and the Marines in Marine HQ. Momonosuke in Wano. In Impel Down Prison. Even Holy Land Mary Joie and Imu-sama feels the massive quake. No one could determine the epicenter. So the significance of this geological event. Unbeknownst to the people. A kingdom known as Lulusha was erased from the map 6 days prior. The ensuing earthquakes caused the global sea level to rise by approximately 1 meter. And one ship is reporting about a massive hole in the sea where the spot of Lulusha Kingdom was. The Lulusha Kingdom is totally vanished from the map. Many of the world shores were lost beneath the waves. Even in Kamabaka Queendom. Ivankov. What is happening? The tides has never gotten this high before. And the others is worried on how they will run on the beach now. And some islands submerge entirely. Everything is flooded. We can't stay here. There's a shark in my house. The reports of flooded islands is continue growing. Even in Fuchsia village the fisherman is worried about the high tides. That will make their work difficult. And the scene cuts back to the EggHead, the island of the future. One officer is reporting about the sea levels rising and giving them a hard time. A massive force has surrounded the island. Possessing more than enough firepower to put the Buster Call to shame. The fleet is comprised of over 100 ships on various size and class. There are 20 great warships among them. And a total of 30,000 marines. Suddenly one weaponized sea beast attacked their ship. But Kizaru shots his beam to destroy the beastit. And Sentomaru calls Kizaru. Sentomaru was angry after Kizaru destroy one weaponized sea beast. Hey Uncle Kizaru, didn't I tell you that don't lay a hand on the weaponized sea beast? And Kizaru reply. They started it. This operation is spearheaded by 9 vice admirals and 1 admiral. Admiral Kizaru Borsellino. You aren't make this easy for me, Sentomaru-kun. Kizaru said on Sentomaru. And the admiral asks Sentomaru to surrender. Fat chance. We will be ready if you try something again. Replied by Sentomaru from Kizaru. Oh. I'm absolutely terrified. Kizaru said on Sentomaru. Sentomaru exclaims. Grandpa Punk based the pacifista lasers base of the research of your powers. Then the flashback was seen when Sentomaru saw Kizaru using his laser with Vegapunk there too. Sentomaru can't believe that Kizaru is the one who come to eliminate Dr. Vegapunk. And Kizaru exclaims that no one can save Vegapunk on his crime for his research for the Void Century. And he was just taking order on the higher-ups. Kizaru added. That this fight is not exactly on their interest. And everything they break is lost to the government. And Kizaru assumes that Rob Lucci and the other Cypher Pole agents have failed to eliminate Dr. Vegapunk. It's thanks to Straw Hat, said by Sentomaru. Inside a certain warship. Saint Saturn was eating. Saint Saturn asked Vice Admiral Doberman to make sure that no one knows that he is there. Yes sir. Reply by Vice Admiral Doberman. Saint Saturn added. The Straw Hats storm EggHead to take Vegapunk. This is a good article. It's one of Morgan's doing. And what is the reality of the situation? Vice Admiral Doberman explains. Sir, we have yet to receive any word from Cypher Pole Zero on whether their mission is success. However, we can assume based on Sentomaru's resistance. It can safely assume that Dr. Vegapunk and his 7 satellites are in Labo Stratum. Among with the 4 Seraphims assigned to protect them. And it seems likely that Dr. Vegapunk have possibly joined forces to the Emperor Straw Hat and its crew. Our advance guard included 3 members of CP0. Rob Lucci, Kaku, and Stussy. There were also a number of other Cipher Pol agents. But it seems like they've been captured in the Fabrio Stratum by Sentomaru and his battalion of Pacifista. Saint Saturn is still listening on the reports of Vice Admiral while he was eating. As the Frontier Dome currently are 100%. We can certain that no one can in or out in the Labo Stratum. Unfortunately we have no way of knowing what has transferred to the interior of the Doom in the last day or so. Saint Saturn asked the Vice Admiral on where the other researchers have gone. The Vice Admiral replied. They have evacuated yesterday but we track and confirm the location of their ships. And the Gorosei orders them to sink the researcher's ship. The Vice Admiral asked on what they would gonna do on Jewelry Bonnie. And Saint Saturn reply. That it's okay to leave her be because she was just a kid. The Navy ship is approaching the EggHead. But suddenly the Navy has picked up a transmission on EggHead. It appears to be a long-range call. The Navy reports it to Admiral Kizaru. The call reached the Holy Land Mary Joise. And one Marine officer said to Kizaru that he can listen to the conversation. Because he had a black transponder snail in his arm. Inside the room of authority. The other elder planets are there. The call is from Vegapunk York. You guys are so rude. Why the heck you want trying to kill me too? I went out of my way to tell you all about the Stella's betrayal. York said to the elder planets. You did do that but then again you are Vegapunk just as he is. Saint Marcus Mars said on York. York exclaims if I have any interest in Void Century. Why would I blab about it? It makes no sense. Saint Saturn is listening in their conversation too. And Saint V Nusturo reply. That's true. In any case, you've done well to survive this long. Didn't CP0 pay you a visit? And what happened to the Straw Hat Pirates? York reply. Since I'm the one calling you I'll let you take a wild guess. You do realize I have a Seraphims under my control, right? The fact that I survived the night shouldn't come as a shock. York is complaining on why there's so many battleships surrounding the island. In the matter of fact, York, we have a change of heart on that matter. Am I right in thinking that you are capable of replicating the Mother Flame alone? Said by Saint Jupiter. York reply. It's look like you have something wants from me. I am glad I sent it. Yes indeed this is a special request we're acting on. Said by Saint Topman Valkyrie. A request from whom? York asked. If that's what you wants. The fusion reactor I need to make it is here. Just promise you won't lay a ginger on me or my lovely laboratory. Also I still want to become a celestial dragon. Added by York. And the elder planets agree on York's request. But suddenly York asks another request. York suddenly begging for help. Save me from Straw Hat Loopy. He's going to kill me. And the elder planets and Kizaru is shocked when they hear that York is crying and asking for help. Now we can saw that the Straw Hats was already captured York. While Vegapunk and Rob Lucci is with them. Usopp is the one holding the transponding snail while York was calling on them. While Zoro pointing his sword on the neck of York. I see everything finally into focus. Said by Nami. I don't really get it. But we can use her as our shield. Said by Loopy. Does that mean that we're under siege? Jewelry Bonnie added. So that's how it is. Said by Vegapunk. And the grand conspiracy has been foiled, by the Straw Hats and the crew is all together.